Hello and welcome back. I'm super excited to be here with you again as we dive into this course on visioning. Every great thing begins with a vision. So once again, I want to welcome you to Steady Growth Academy, your #1 success and real estate learning platform. Now let's dive into the subject of vision. It says, write a vision down, make it plain why. He who reads it will run with it. Every great thing begins with visioning. So what's the clarity? Why are you getting involved in this industry, in this sector, as a developer, as an investor, as a sales expert, as an enthusiast, wherever you are? Why are you looking at being a player within this real estate industry? You must define what you are hoping to achieve. Secondly, you must define what problem you are here to solve. Now, of course, it's not everybody that is here to solve a problem, but then what is the thing that is driving you as an individual? You must figure out your why. Why are you getting involved in this? As a developer, is your why to solve the housing deficit challenge, to help a whole lot of homeless individuals to be able to have homes? Is it turning tenants into landowners and landlords? What is your vision? As an investor, is it to see that you empower at least 1,000 families out there to live a lifestyle of freedom by making premium and quality investment? As a salesperson, what are you hoping to achieve? Why? What informs your decision? You must have a clear vision that powers your decision in everything you do within this sector. As an investor, is it just for legacy, to build an incredible lifestyle for yourself and your family and have amazing assets put in place for the future? You must define what is it that you are looking at and get clear on that vision. Now, the second step is this. It's called eliminate. Eliminate. For something to come in, something must give way. For your vision to become a reality, your distractions must give way. So I call it G-O-D. Just a moment. I call it G-O-D. Now, it's not the normal one, I know you say God, but then what I mean is goals over distractions. Now, this is how you give birth to a vision. Goals over distractions. So the first thing is to get clear on what is it that you are going to achieve, which is the vision. Then the second thing is to immerse it in your mind down to your very subconscious. How do you get that done? It's called goals over distractions. So it says write the vision down. Why? He who reads it will run with it. Why? Because the only guarantee that you will run with a vision in a noisy world is that you get rid of your distractions. Why? Because the world is designed to distract you. Your brother, your sister, someone even probably sitting by the side listening to you watch this right now is wondering what's wrong with you. Out of 1,001 things you should be doing, watching Netflix, out partying, traveling the world and having fun, you choose to sit down and learn. You must be different. So it has to do with eliminating your distractions and embracing your goals. And the only way you can do that effectively is to write it down and see it every single day. If you don't see it, it will never happen. It's not because you are not a nice person and it's not because you are not determined, but it's simply because you will be distracted. And it will happen without you knowing. Have you ever picked up a phone, trying to do something on the phone, probably to respond to a message, and before you know, you held that phone for the next 1 hour, 2 hours, scrolling on social media? What you never intended to do. The only reason you picked up the phone was to respond to an SMS. But currently you have been on the phone for 2 hours, heavily distracted. Why? Because the world is designed to distract. So also your vision within the real estate industry. Probably you are just a first-time home buyer or home owner. Probably you are a first-time investor looking to be properly guided on what to do with your funds. Probably you are just testing your hands around the whole thing, around real estate development and all. Or probably you are just a salesperson looking to get started within the real estate sector to make huge commissions and make your life better. But it begins with a clarity of vision. Know exactly what is it that you are looking to achieve. And secondly, do yourself the greatest favor you can which is to eliminate distractions by amplifying your vision. That's the only thing that can eliminate distractions, by amplifying your vision. Make your vision so big that distractions pale in comparison. Make your vision so big that distraction has nothing on you. Goals over distractions. Now, someone may say, why are we starting from this point? Why don't you go straight and tell us what is real estate all about? What are the terminologies? How do I make money? We will get there. But as it is with everything that will ever become physical, most times starts from the invisible. Everything that will ever become visible starts from the invisible. It's like the chair you are sitting on right now. It was first conceived in the mind. That was an invisible thing. It was a thought, then suddenly became a reality. The clothes you are putting on right now was first an idea in somebody's mind, but suddenly it's now a reality. So also the outcomes of your life must be created twice. It must be first created in your mind and secondly in the physical. So we are starting the construct from within, and as we move on, you will be so amazed as to what is possible for you just by going through this course. And remember, this is the basic course. We are going to make it as exciting, as incredible as possible. And you can only imagine how the premium advanced course will be. So if you are not yet subscribed to the advanced pack, you are missing out a whole lot. But come on, let's move on. So what are the action steps after you have gained clarity on the vision? There are 4 major steps you must take. Number 1 is called thoughts. Now, I want to show you how to build a vision from the ground up. That thing that is in your mind, that desire that is in your mind, how do we make it a reality? I call it TFA. Thoughts, feelings, that's the F, actions, that's the A, and results, that's the R. So thoughts. This is the beginning of all things. Okay, somebody said thoughts are things, and as he thinks in his heart, so is he. So how can you channel your thought to give power to your vision? There are certain things you must do by way of elimination, and that is called association. Okay? Association. Why? Because he that works with the wise shall be wise. A companion of fools, what happens to them? They will be destroyed. So how do you maintain a positive thought and hold your thought in line with your vision consistently? Is by doing what we said earlier, by surrounding yourself with the subject of your most dominant thought. By eliminating your goals and writing your visions and seeing it every single day. That way you reinforce that vision to your mind and it stays at the top of your mind. That's what you do in working on thoughts. And then the feelings. How do you generate the feelings that propels you towards the accomplishment of your goals? It first has to do with your environment. Your environment. Is your environment enabling or disempowering? Is your environment empowering you or disempowering you? And by environment, I don't just mean your physical environment. I mean your mental state. Because sometimes people think that this thing about environment is about we are individually situated per time. No, most times an environment is about the conditioning of your mind. How is your mental state right now? Are you seeing abundance or scarcity? Are you one of those people who is saying another course? Why will I even take this time to learn? Of course, you're not part of them. That's why you're watching this. But you must figure out how to consistently maintain a healthy balance in your mind. And then secondly, what we talked about, because in everything we do, we bring practicality to it, is the vision board. The vision board helps your mind stay in a positive environment. The world can be going crazy, but what you see consistently keeps your mind active and energized. This is how you birth a vision. So you must begin with the thought and association, understanding that your association impacts your result. Then secondly, you must work on the environment of your mind to generate the feeling. Guys, listen up. It takes excitement to have results. Think about this. You may want to do something, but until somebody gets you fired up and excited about it, you may not do it. You have everything it takes to do it, but when you step into certain environment, certain things about your life come alive. And if you are wise, you must be intentional about those environments and consistently figure out a way to remain in that environment. This is how to build a vision. I know you were expecting us to be talking about lands, hectares, acres, and buildings. We will get there. Relax. This is just the basic course, but then pay close attention to what we are dealing with here, because they are foundational truths that will help guide the accomplishment of your goals and results. Now, lastly, let's talk about action. When it comes to action, I derived an acronym here. I call it SMS. Okay, so you never forget how to take action. SMS. Actions that will be profitable must be skilled actions. It means this. Abraham Lincoln said that if I have 7 hours to chop down a tree, I'll use 6 hours to sharpen the axe, so that in 1 hour the tree comes crumbling down, as against hitting the tree with a blunt axe, and I can do that for 2 days and still not achieve the result. So we will talk about the skills that makes actions relevant and profitable. Then M is the word called massive action. Massive action. Anything worth doing at all is worth doing well. And that is where the word called massive comes in. Massive comes in. If 1 is possible, 10 is possible. I'm expanding your vision. If you have written down 1,000 families, it's time to at least 10x that goal, 10x that vision. Imagine it becomes 10,000 families. Come to think of that. You know, now I'm tempted to 10x Steady Growth Academy's mission, because we are on a mission to empower 1 million families to live a lifestyle of freedom through the understanding of the real estate industry and the right application of that knowledge to produce results in their lives. But who says it can't even be 10 million families? Come on. Come on, let's go. Now, massive action is very, very important. And then the last thing is called strategy. Strategy. Battles are not won by brute force. They are won by the right application of the right strategies. So as we go through this course, we'll be unveiling to you relevant skills you must have. We'll be giving you key action steps that must be taken in massive proportions. And then we'll be giving you strategies that must be explored and engaged for optimal result. And then lastly, we'll be talking about results. This is where everything begins to come alive. Results. And how does results come alive? It comes through something that is very unique, and I'll be talking about this real quickly. It's called positioning. Positioning and consistency. This is the birthplace of result. Positioning and consistency. So remember, let me run you through everything. You have a clear vision of where it is that you want to get to. What is it that you desire? You've written it down. You can see it every day, and it stays on your mind consistently. Now you train your thoughts to hold that idea consistently. You empower that thought through the right association that reinforces that thought consistently. You moved on to the next of generating the positive energy and feelings that gives you the energy to move in line with that vision by working on both your physical and mental environment. And you moved on to having a vision board that reinforces this vision consistently in your mind. Then you moved into massive action. You learn to empower yourself with relevant skills. You learn to take action in 10x proportions. And you learn the strategies and you engage the strategies. When you do this over time, the outcome becomes the result of your vision. It begins to come alive. And what brings it to life is called positioning. Positioning. We have a course within this basic series that talks about positioning for success in real estate, and that's even on the basic level. We are going to deal with some things when we get there, but then it will blow your mind what we have for you on the premium pack. Because on the premium pack, we are going to the advanced level on everything you see on this basic pack. So on the premium pack, we are taking positioning to a whole new level. We'll be talking about branding in different dimensions. Stay tuned as we move on. But positioning brings about result, and consistency is the birthplace of all things. It doesn't matter how good you are. It matters how consistent you are being good. So you can be good with taking the kick that puts the ball in the net, but mastery is generated through consistency. This brings to mind, the thing Malcolm Gladwell talked about in his book called The Outliers, when he was talking about how to gain mastery in anything. He called it the 10,000 hour rule, how you can become a master in anything. The 10,000 hour rule. And the 10,000 hour rule was not a 10,000 hours of study. He was referring to a 10,000 hours of practice. So guys, buckle up as we get on this journey, because the next course we'll be looking at now is what is real estate all about. We've done the introduction, we've done the visioning and clarity, and now we want to get down to the subject matter. What is real estate all about? Now remember, I remain Philbert Onuga, a financial fitness coach, and I'm excited to be with you on this journey. And you are here with SteadyGrowth Academy, which is your #1 success and real estate learning platform. What we do here is way bigger than just real estate. It will blow your mind. Stay tuned as we move on to the next course, where I'll be discussing what real estate is all about. Come on, let's go. Abundance lives here. Sheesh.